computer. All right. So just taking a nice easy seat, we're going to start with some breath work as always, just to center ourselves and sort of tune into the present moment. Sometimes we are coming from a very busy, I'm turning that music down just a little bit. Thank you for that feedback. Sometimes we're coming from a lot going on in the morning. I know I've been working at my computer all morning, kind of crunched up like this with a mouse. So this is an opportunity just to settle in, to breathe, and to notice where you might need to create some space in your own body. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, feel free to close them just for this short breathing technique. And if you are closing your eyes, just bring your attention to the belly. You don't want to close your eyes, just take your gaze down towards something that's still and steady that you can focus on. Starting to feel the breath just at the space of the belly, feeling the rise and fall here. See if you can make your breath just a little slower, longer, and deeper. Thank you so much for showing up, for tuning in. So take this time for yourself. It's not always easy to set time aside for you. So great job just getting here. Sometimes that's the hardest part. Go ahead and open your eyes if they're closed. And from here, we're going to start to move with breath. So as you inhale, you're going to just raise your arms up over the top of your head, maybe touch your fingertips together, and then release your hands down next to your sides. Inhale, raise your arms up, and exhale, release down next to your sides. I'm going to move my mat, breathing and moving. Connecting breath to movement. This is a mindfulness practice. You get really into breathing and connecting the movements to the breath. You can't worry about a bunch of other stuff. So that's one of the added benefits. Go ahead and raise your arms up. Now we're going to add just a different movement. Coming down, making a cactus shape with your arms. Inhale, raise them up. And exhale, come down, cactus arms. Feel the strength on your back. Inhale, raise them up. Good, take one more. Exhale, cactus arms. Lift your heart toward the ceiling. Reach up. Now leaving your right hand where it is, take your left hand to the floor. You're gonna reach across the midline of your body. Just taking a lateral movement here. And then from this position, I want you just to swoop. So you're gonna reach kind of diagonally out. Notice where you feel that. And then we're gonna switch. Take that hand to the floor and bring your left arm across the midline of the body. Press down into the floor for stabilization. Make sure your hips are evenly pressing into the floor as well. And then we're gonna swoop, reach, extend all the way out to your fingertips. Rotate. And then come to the other side. Take an exhale here. Inhale, then exhale. Go ahead and swoop, reach. Inhale. Exhale, reach across with the other side. Take a breath. And as you exhale, we're gonna reach forward. Last one here. Come back to center. Rise up. Go ahead and take your left arm up one more time. And then from here, we're gonna take our left hand to the right side. Turn your gaze back behind you. Just taking a little twist here. Come back to center, inhale, and then exhale, twist to the opposite side. I'm saying rights and lefts. Sometimes I get confused on my rights and lefts because I'm trying to mirror. So just make sure you do both sides. That's the main thing. Go ahead and come back to center. And then from here, we're gonna bring our hands to the floor, coming up on the hands and knees. I think most of you, like me, work at a computer, so I want to spend just a little time working on releasing tension from the wrists. So shift forward, you're gonna put more pressure into the hand and then just rock back, relieve it. Again, just depends on your mobility in your wrist. If you can take that. Some of you might be able to go deeper than I can. Take what you need from this class and leave the rest. This is your time, it is your class. Do what feels appropriate for your body. Go ahead and come back to neutral. Now we're gonna take the back of your hands and place them on the mat. Just to stretch the wrist in the opposite direction. All right, this might feel very intense. If it feels like too much, you can come up to a seated position or just come up onto your knees and go one at a time, just like that. We're just stretching the forearms in a little bit different way. And if you've never done this before, it might feel super intense. All right, go ahead and release. And again, we're not trying to create pain, just trying to create a little space in these areas that gets tight. Go ahead and release. Roll out those wrists. And then bring your hands back to the floor. Take your left foot to the back of the mat, toes down to the floor, and then just press your heel toward the floor. So your toes are planted, and then we're just pressing the heel toward the floor. Stretching the calf here. Go ahead and shift forward, and then press it back. All right, now go ahead and lift that left leg up. We want to try to square off our hips here, making sure that we have alignment and stability. Taking care of that spine. When you're ready, release your right hand next to your ear, coming into a spinal balance pose. This one can be challenging. You might feel a little shaking, a little wobbly, a little instability. If you're feeling that, you're very close to the ground. Your hand or your knee will hit the ground before your face will, I promise. Embrace the wobble. That's where you start to build strength and stability. Go ahead and bring your knee towards your elbow. Round your upper back like a Halloween cat. Inhale, reach it out. Good, let's take 2 more of those. Crunch it in. Inhale, release. Good, 1 more, bring it in. Inhale, release. Now bring your right hand to the floor. We're gonna open up into a side plank variation. Right knee is planted. You can lift that left leg up if you want, and then maybe reach back, grab your left foot, draw your heel toward your butt, toward your glute, to add a quad stretch. Just an option, not a requirement. Go ahead and release. Come on back to hands and knees. Press down into your hands. Let's take some rounds of cat-cow. Tilting your head and your tailbone toward the ceiling, and then exhale, round your upper back. Stretch. Inhale. Stretching in the opposite direction, working mobility of the spine here. So spinal flexion and then spinal extension. This feels so good in my body. I hope it feels good for you as well. Go ahead and take 1 more. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, let's take our right foot to the back of the mat. So you're gonna push your heel toward the floor. Obviously, it's likely not gonna touch the floor, but we're moving it in that direction to open up the calf. You can shift forward and then back. Shift forward, press it back. When you're ready, lift your right leg up and back. Again, toes are pointing down toward the floor. Spinal alignment here is our goal. Taking the wrinkles out of the back of the neck. So looking down at your mat, unless you need to look up to see what's happening. You already did this on one side. I think you know what you're doing over here. Go ahead and release your left arm next to your ear. Bicep next to the ear. Thumb up toward the ceiling. Take a breath. Exhale, let it go. Find stability here. Take 1 more breath. Now we're going to start to add that crunch movement. Exhale, bringing your knee and your elbow toward each other. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, we reach. Good, take 1 more. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach out. Take your left hand to the floor. We're gonna open up for our side plank variation on this side. So you're gonna reach your arm up. You can stay here. Left hand, feeling your finger pads. Press all of your fingers into the mat. Claw the mat. Reach back for your right foot with your right hand, or maybe just lift that leg off the mat. Take another breath. Release your right hand to the mat. Release your right knee to the mat. Press your hips back to your heels, taking a child pose. From here, we're gonna make our way into our first downward facing dog. So pressing your hands into the floor, go ahead and tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Drop your right heel and then your left. Dropping one at a time, just opening up, noticing side to side, where you have tension that you could let go of, where you can create some space to move more effectively. Go ahead and lift up through both heels. Let them come up onto your toes and sink both heels back to the floor, stretching through the feet. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, go ahead and lower down to the feet. Reach on around the push-ups here. So exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, press. Lower down halfway. Inhale, we press. Take one more down halfway. Inhale, press. And then when you're ready, we're gonna melt all the way down to the floor. Bring your hands out wide, come up onto your fingertips. Lift yourself off the floor with the strength. As you press into the floor, now drop your left shoulder, left cheek to the floor. Stay here just for a couple of breaths. Feel the openness. I'm gonna turn just so you can see or hear what I'm doing. So as you drop that shoulder down toward the floor, you're very likely feeling a nice opening through your shoulder, through your anterior deltoids, through your pecs, through your chest. Go ahead and come back to center and switch sides. We'll just stay here for a few breaths. Yoga is about trying to find balance, right? Like we do hard things and then we do recovery things, right? Kind of like life. Go ahead and come back to center. And let's just alternate with breath here. Take a couple breaths. Exhale, left shoulder, left cheek. Inhale. Exhale, right shoulder, right cheek. Then inhale from that. Good. Take one more. Left shoulder, left cheek. Inhale. And right shoulder, right cheek. Come back to center. Cool. I hope your chest is feeling more open than when we started today. Put your hands underneath your chest. Let's press all the way back into child's pose. Press your hips back towards your heels. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. All right, go ahead and shift forward into a high plank. Take an in-breath, shift forward. Exhale, drop your knees down to the mat. Floor all the way down. This time, release your feet to the floor. Lift your hands, and then lift your legs, coming into a low baby cobra pose. Where all the strength is coming from your core and from your back. You rise up, go ahead and release, come all the way back down. Press up, and downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank. Exhale. You can drop the knees down here, or if you want, you can keep yourself on the knees, lower down, all the way to the mat. In that plank position. Press down into the hands this time. Pull your heart through as you roll your shoulders down and back. Open up through the chest, press back, down facing dog. All right, one more variation. Opportunity. Inhale, shoot forward, plank. From here, we're gonna exhale, lower down halfway. Again, this is optional. Come up onto the toes. From here, we rise into upward facing dog. Upward dog, you'll notice that my legs are not touching the floor. Only thing grounded is my hands and my feet. Press up and back, upward facing dog. All right, your choice, any variation. Take 2 more rounds, move with breath, shift forward, plank. And exhale, lower down, half the level way. Inhale, up dog, cobra. Exhale, step. Downward facing dog. Last one, shift forward, plank. Exhale, lower down, all the way. Inhale, we rise up. And exhale, we press down. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. From here, we're gonna take a stroll to the top of the mat, coming into forward fold. Bringing your feet to the top of the mat, hips distance apart. Let your head hang heavy, your knees relax, your shoulders release. Take your favorite forward fold position, whatever that is. Take a ragdoll position here. So you might want to crisscross your arms and let your head dangle. Go ahead and press down into your feet. Let's rise to stand. Exhale, come down, disarms. Inhale, raise them up. Exhale, dive down, fold forward. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet. Go ahead and step your right foot to the back of the mat. From here, we're going to rise up into a high lunge position. Exhale, come down, disarms. And we're just going to bring our arms forward. Bring your forearms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring them forward. You're going to take one more. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and reach up over the top of the head and then exhale, landing ourselves in warrior two posture. So you're going to bring your foot parallel to the back of the middle, arms parallel to the floor, gazing out over your front fingertips. Turn your left palm up to face the ceiling. Slide your back hand down your back leg, reach up and over. Reverse your warrior. Take a breath here. Then as you exhale, we're going to drop our forearm to the thigh. Your right arm's going to come up and over next to your ear. Another breath. Let it go. One more breath here. And then we're going to release our right hand to the mat. Lift your right heel off the floor. Take a twist, a spinal rotation. And this is your opportunity here. I call this an intermediate class because we do have some challenging opportunities. And again, these are optional. Everything's optional in here. We're going to see if we can turn this into a side plank. So I want to show you the different variations. You can drop your back knee to the floor and come back to where we started, here or here. Or you can bring your right toe side edge to the floor and you can step into that side plank. Wherever you are is fine. Just find a side plank. Release your left hand to the floor when you're ready. Let's go through our vinyasa. Exhale, lower down, half roll all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. On your exhale, we press back. Downward facing dog, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Stepping or hopping your feet all the way to the top of the mat. Take that forward fold. You like here. And when you're ready, rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Open the heart. Inhale. Exhale, make your way right back down. Hands are coming to the outer edges of the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Step your left foot way back. Rise up into your high lunge. Exhale. Come down, cactus. Lows. Arms together. Inhale, open. Exhale. Bring those forearms toward each other. Good. Take one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Raise your arms up. Maybe keeping your hands together. That's okay for your shoulder. Exhale. Warrior two. Settling into the pose. Feeling your feet underneath you. All right, feel your feet underneath you. It's mindfulness. Where am I in space right now? So often we just walk around on autopilot in our head. Feel your body in this posture. What's happening? Turn your right palm up, reach back, reverse your warrior. Opening up this lateral posture, creating space along the ribs, obliques, then bringing your forearm to your thigh. Your left arm is going to come up and over next to your ear. Notice if you're crunching your ear toward your shoulder. Stay strong through the core. Stay long through the neck. Take one more breath. And then we're going to release your left hand to the mat. Lift your left heel off the floor, twist and rotate through the spine. And remember, this is your choice. Where do you want to go with this side plank? Maybe you heel toe halfway into that side plank. Maybe you step all the way or lower your knee down to the floor. Make it so that you're feeling slightly uncomfortable. That's where we grow, but we're not in pain. Take one more breath. Release your right hand. Go ahead and release both knees to the floor. Bring your knees to the outer edges of your mat, and then press your hips all the way back toward your heels. You can walk your hands in closer underneath your face, underneath your head. For support, you can double stack your fists. If your hips are real tight, this might feel like a very challenging pose. So take what you need. And also, if this feels like too much on your hips, you don't have to, or your knees, you don't have to come all the way into that pose. Take just a couple more breaths here. Trying to create that balance between work, effort, and recovery. Go ahead and rise on up. We're going to swing our legs out and around. Bring hands. So, she's somebody walking by the front of the house. Maybe it's okay. And then take your left knee toward the knee. Go ahead and come into a twisted position to your left arm up. Tuck it in, and then turn over your shoulder, but pull behind you. Use the sound of the dog. Practice mindfulness and letting go of the switch. Go ahead and release. Extend both legs out in front of you, reach up and fold forward. Extending, lengthening your the door. Go ahead and release, rock, take a seat. Your right foot in, bring your left foot. So sorry. Knee toward the neck. Okay. Bring your right arm up. Go ahead and twist and rotate. Turn your gaze across behind you over your shoulder. She makes a lot of noise, but she's very cute. Go ahead and release. Let that go. One more. Extend your legs and fold. Just take a nice, easy forward fold. And then we're going to make our way to the mat, to our backs. It was my husband.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead and rise on up. Take your seat. Walk your feet out. Bring your hands behind your legs so that you can support yourself as you lower down to the mat. So you're just gonna go a little bit at a time, 1 inch at a time, engaging your core as you make your way to the mat. Release. Just take up as much space as you can. Walk your feet to the outer edges of the mat. And then we're just gonna windshield the legs from the left. Knees drop to the left. Come back to center and all the way across to the right. Come on back to center, just side to side. Little windshield wiper movements. And then from here, pull your knees into the chest. We're gonna just rock side to side, massaging the low back. And you release, let go. Come all the way out into your final relaxation pose. Again, just take up space. Get comfortable. Let your eyes close if you're comfortable closing your eyes wherever you are. Then walk you through Just a quick body scan. I'm going to come just a little closer to my computer so you can hear me. As you move into this body scan, just starting to be aware of where you are, feeling the support of the ground underneath you. Feeling the shoulders, feeling the back of your head supported, feeling your hips, your legs, all the way down to your heels. Everything is supported. You don't need any muscular tension here. Scanning from the crown of your head down through the forehead, the brow, the jaw, your eyes, releasing, letting go of tension in these areas. Noticing if you're clenching in the neck or the shoulders, the upper part of your arms, all the way down through your fingertips, your spine, all the way down through your core, your pelvis, your hips, the upper part of your legs, all the way down to the feet and the tips of the toes. Just noticing that there's space that can be created or tension that can be released. Bring attention back to the breath where we started our practice today, the area of the belly. Just letting your body breathe on its own. We're not controlling it anymore. Just letting the body breathe. Just watching it. Such an amazing thing, this life force, this breath. Feel the breath in that space. And when you're ready, if you're wrapping up class with me, just start to wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. We're gonna transition to a side lying position. If you're still on your back, just transition into a side lying position. And then go ahead and come up to take a seat in a seated posture. Notice how you feel. I hope better than when we started. I hope you have created a little tension release and a little space in your body, and maybe a little relaxation that you can take with you into the weekend ahead. Thank you all so much for joining me for the practice today. I'm so grateful to be able to lead you in this practice. It's truly an honor, and just thank you for showing up. Well, hopefully I'll see y'all next week in some of our mindfulness sessions and other sessions that we have available.